Officer Taylor has been a police officer his whole life. Anyone who breaks the law will be caught and punished. If he's fired upon, he returned fire, because he knows if he's killed, his fellow officers will avenge him. One day, Taylor's chasing a suspect, and there are bandits inside the car. But Taylor isn't working alone. He's working with his partner Miguel. Every day, Taylor records his day on camera and blogs about it. They work for the Newton Patrol, each with their own gun, knife, and glass breaker, 2 pairs of handcuffs, and of course, pepper spray, and extra magazines. Miguel jokingly says Taylor's lockers look like a makeup bag. They are distracted by Staff Sergeant Van Houser, who doesn't particularly like the fact that Taylor is filming the precinct from the inside. Before going out on patrol, they are required to wear a chest cam, but Taylor likes the handheld camera better. The captain explains that eliminating the bandits is still elimination. None of them will just walk away from the law. If they're proven to have eliminated a man for no good reason, they'll go to jail. Then the sergeant gives the cops the precincts they'll be patrolling. Taylor's surprised because they're not assigned to their neighborhood, but the sergeant doesn't care. The only thing left to do is arm themselves and get in the squad cars. The girl hints that if something goes wrong, his camera may become evidence. Taylor replies that in this case there is a delete button. The shift starts. At first, everything goes perfectly normal. It's the first shift after the trial of eliminating gangsters. Suddenly, there is a request for a violent male. Taylor takes the call. After a couple minutes, Taylor asks the man to behave calmly. His future depends on the actions he will take. The man still acts aggressive and takes the taunts that they are nothing without guns. Complimenting the bet, they'll have a fist fight. And if he wins, they're out of his apartment. And if he loses, they can handcuff him. Taylor asks to close the door, whereupon Miguel runs in to attack. The man turns out to be very strong, which forces Miguel to pin him against the wall and throw a series of punches, because of which Miguel emerges victorious, which means he has to wear handcuffs. That night, a local gang armed with assault rifles go on the job. They're like Taylor, recording their antics on camera. Rumors spread through the neighborhood that Trey got beat up by a Mexican. He explains that the Mexican was a cop who decided to make it a fair fight. It's more important to deal with the rival gang, when suddenly his conversation is interrupted by Mexicans opening fire. A new day is dawning. Taylor and Miguel find the car from which they were shooting. Inside, there were shell casings of different caliber. 2 hours later, the duo continues their patrol. A call comes in about a missing child. Taylor arrives at the family home. The woman explains that someone stole the kids while she was in the bathroom. But Miguel is concerned about something else, who is lying on the couch and orders him to get up. The man yells at the woman not to say anything, so Taylor decides to look around the apartment. Taylor comes running in a minute later and knocks the man to the ground. He manages to find the children tied up. During the night patrol, Taylor says that he met a girl to talk to because she is very smart. Her name is Janet. His conversation is interrupted by another call about loud music. A Mexican gang has come to that party, and when they hear the police approaching, they hide their weapons. One of the girls deliberately smokes. The patrol woman asks to arrest them, but Taylor realizes this place is very dangerous and just asks to turn down the music, after which she leaves. Since Miguel's sister is having a party tomorrow, Taylor brings Janet. Miguel introduces her to his entire Mexican family and wife Gabby. Their new day starts with a stakeout for a gang of Mexicans. A car is parked outside a house, and a woman walks up to it and hands over a pot. Taylor runs the car through the database. There are no violations on it. Then Miguel comes up with an excuse to stop the car. They ask the man for ID, but he decides to pull a gun. Other patrols arrive at the scene. The pot turns out to be soup, stuffed with money, and there was also a gold AK in the car. The captain praises the blowhard and wishes him successful service. For the rest of the day, Taylor walks around with Janet. Tomorrow, they are called to the burning house. When Miguel hears that there are children in the house, he does not hesitate to throw himself into the flames. Thanks to coordinated work, they manage to save the boy, but they did not know that in the apartment, there is still a 2-year-old child. They have to go back into the furnace. The temperature is too high, and the smoke is all over the second floor. And a minute later, they find the girl. They are rewarded for their rescue. Although they don't consider themselves heroes, Taylor only ran into the house because Miguel decided to risk his life. Taylor adds that he ran the bandit's cell phone, which had a couple of addresses in it, especially since he's being covered up by the authorities. It's a much bigger deal. He wants to understand everything, but for this, he needs Miguel's help. When he arrives at the first address, he looks through the trash, but finds nothing. When Taylor looks inside, He immediately calls for backup. Pulling out their guns, the partners break into the house. There's shoes scattered everywhere and pictures on the walls, but they didn't even realize it was a trafficker's house. Just a couple minutes later, federal agents arrive as the duo botched the operation. Taylor apologizes they didn't know it was so serious. The federal agent asks them to be careful. This gang is very dangerous. The man who had the soup is a member of the gang. Taylor doesn't understand because according to their database, he's a cheat. The agent replies that there are secret databases to which the regular police have no access. During the patrol between the partners, there is a dispute between them and the expediency of their actions, but Taylor could not know what they would fall into. After a while, Miguel has a baby and Taylor is still dating Janet, which is a record. That night, another patrol awaits them. Taylor tells them she is thinking about marrying Janet. Miguel asks her to think about it again. Marriage should be once and for life. Suddenly, their car is sent to the aid of Officer Van Houser. A little later, the duo finds the officer. He has a very serious wound. Van Houser can still think and explains who attacked them. Taylor arms herself with a shotgun and goes in search of the Latino. The thug beats up Van Houser's partner. Taylor has every right to eliminate the thug, but decides to let him live. Van Houser wonders why the Latino cut off his vest, and his partner leaves the service. The day comes when Taylor decides to get married. At the wedding came Sergeant Daniel. He says that his partner saved his life when he closed from a bullet bandit, but now his partner's dead. Tomorrow's day was very calm. The partners were even able to choose a call to which they want to go. Arriving at the right address, Taylor asks to open the door. Since no one answered, they would have to kick the door down. They're immediately enveloped by a cadaverous odor. There's obvious signs of elimination, not just of the hostess, but of a whole bunch of people. The cartel leader didn't like being disturbed and ordered the elimination of the patrolman. A new day comes. Trey, in gratitude that they didn't put him in jail, tells that they were ordered. They don't really believe it, as they always hate policemen, but Trey swears it's no joke. A gang of Mexicans have taken the hit and are on the tail of the patrol. The leader wants to take them out while they're together, but there's too many witnesses. We'll have to wait till night. During the evening patrol, Taylor tells them they're expecting a new addition. Miguel assumes their kids will be partners too. Suddenly, a driver in front of them breaks the traffic laws. Miguel turns on his blinkers and chases the car. The driver takes off and traps the partners. The Mexicans open fire. One of the bullets destroys the radio, but they still manage to escape and hide in someone else's apartment. Miguel takes the landlady's cell phone and calls for backup. The gang notices where the sound is coming from and open fire. The partners try to fight back, but the fire advantage is on the side of the Mexicans. Tyler realizes they have little chance. They need to shoot the whole clip on the count of 3 and run. They manage to eliminate part of the gang, but on the way out of the house, Taylor gets earlier from a Kalashnikov assault rifle. He realizes that his life has come to an end, but Miguel asks to fight to the end. Backup still hasn't arrived. Tyler asks not to tell Jenny how he got eliminated. After a couple minutes, Taylor goes silent, and the thugs show up behind Miguel. They fire a full clip at Miguel. Patrols arrive at the scene and wipe out the gang. The next day, a funeral was scheduled. Tyler miraculously survived, but he can't forget that day. Sergeant Daniel, who also lost his partner, helps Tyler to stand up and make a prepared speech. That concludes the movie. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your comment. See you very soon. Bye.